to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Man is accused of biting a hole in the arm of a deputy who works for the Walker County Sheriff's Office in Alabama during a 20-minute fight. A release published Thursday on the Sheriff's Office's Facebook outlined the incident, which stated that the alleged suspect, 45-year-old Billy Joe Myers, was arrested for felony assault on a police officer, criminal mischief, and resisting arrest. The sheriff's office also posted a graphic photo showing the gruesome injury and the deputy that sustained the injury during the altercation. Alabama code, an individual is convicted of an assault on an officer if they caused physical injury to another person, intended to prevent an officer from performing a quote lawful duty, and if the individual intended to cause physical injury. Finding Law, a website that provides legal information, noted that the penalties for assaulting a police officer may vary in different states. In its press release, officials stated that Deputy R.J. Richardson responded Tuesday night to a call regarding a man who was randomly attacked as he was checking on his overheating vehicle. Several calls about a disturbance caused by a specific individual resulted in police identifying Myers as the potential suspect. Quote, as soon as Deputy Richards made contact with the suspect, he immediately spit in the deputy's face and threw his drink on the deputy's uniform. The suspect then started punching Deputy Richardson in the face. The incident quickly escalated. Quote, Deputy Richardson fought with the suspect for about 20 minutes, and then the suspect bit a hole in the deputy's arm and would not release. Other officers arrived to assist, and both Myers and Richardson were treated at local hospitals. It stated that Myers was out on bond after he was arrested 2 weeks ago for trespassing on property he believed belongs to Nick Saban, who was the head football coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Officials stated that Richardson has since returned to work. I just want to say that I always find it highly interesting, right? That most people say that, oh, well, if an officer's life is directly in danger and he's in direct line of sight of being harmed by both physical and external things, then an officer has the right to defend himself by using whatever force is necessary to ensure not only his life, but the life of other people that are in the surrounding area. But you mean to tell me that this cop fought an individual for about 20 minutes and the end result was him getting gashes directly in his arm because the person decided to bite and not let go? And I ended up looking at the injuries and I'm like, those are actually pretty deep. Those are fairly deep. You would have technically potentially thought that maybe he would have got hit, by a wild animal maybe. And the thing that I look at it is this: very easily, the suspect that he was trying to arrest, that person could have had some type of transmittable disease that could, very easily affect, that cop for the rest of his life, right? Um, and at no point in time did you hear about mace being used. You didn't hear about a baton. You didn't hear about tasers or an attack dog. You didn't hear the CIA, the FBI, Interpol. You didn't hear the world's finest coming up to the scene. You didn't hear a reference of anything that stated that this cop was using any and every single thing in his arsenal on his utility belt in order to make sure that things like this would not take place, in order to make sure that this guy was going to let go. And you heard previously that 2 weeks prior, he was already out on bond because he was arrested because he trespassed on somebody else's property, thinking that the owner was a head football coach. This is obviously somebody that should not have ever been re-released back out into the general public because they are going through some type of mental or psych issues, whichever. And because of that, they are in a sense a danger to not only themselves but to the public abroad. But yet police, in their due diligence and their grand detective work and their privatized prisons which they guard, they decided, hey, we're just going to let this guy out. Why? Why? One of your own was just now harmed due to the fact that you decided to let him out, even though he is a clear cut potential danger, and y'all let him out on bond. And this is what ended up happening. Then y'all decided to sit up there and fight this dude for like 20 minutes, and you ended up with some gashes in your arm, which are pretty deep. Like I said before, something like the amount of logic that is supposed to be in use is baffling to me. Common sense is obviously not so common, but you know, it is what it is. I guess at certain times cops feel that their life is in danger, but other times when they might potentially receive a gash in the arm or whatever it is, a cop is like, my life really ain't danger. Let me just, wrestle around. Let's just have a little bit of fun, right? Like I said, this is crazy. This is 1,000% crazy. And if this person gets out again, hey, it is what it is.